Hello everybody, thank you for joining me in another video today. Today we're going to be making a digital mock-up of an app. So let's say you have a app and let's say you want to make digital mock-ups for Android or iPhone. So I'm going to show you how to do both of those over here on Placeit. And if you don't have the actual app ready yet, you can also have just the design ready using Canva. I am going to show how to make a splash screen on Canva, but you can also use another platform such as Figma, which is really good for designing as well. Today I'm just going to show you how to make it on Canva, and then we're going to bring it over onto Placeit. So if you want to try out Placeit for yourself, look in the description below for a link. And if you like this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing. Okay, now let's get started. Now we're going to go to placeit.net and we're going to go up here where it says mockups. And down here you'll see a list of different mockups you can make. We're going to go under digital and you'll see app demos, iOS screenshots, Android. Let's just go with iPhone first. We're going to go over here to iPhone mockups. You see right here there's plenty of templates we can choose from showcasing your app. These look a little bit holiday inspired, so we're going to go with something a little bit more general today. So let's just take a look and see if we can find a generic one. Here's a generic one and then here's another one as well. So let's go ahead and try this one out. I'm actually also liking this one as well. So maybe we have like a car app that we have developed and you want to showcase it. This would be a really good mock-up we could choose, showcasing the person using the app in the car. So I'm actually going to try this one out right now. And once you click it, you can see the actual dimensions needed for the image. So it says right here 1920 by 1280. So we're actually going to take these dimensions and bring them on over to Canva when we start making our design. And now that we have the actual dimensions, 1125 by 2436 pixels, we're going to go on over to Canva and create a new project. So in Canva, we're just going to hit create a design, custom size, and we're going to input the width and the height in pixels. That was 1125 by 2436. Create a new design. And now we will have our layout for our phone screen right here. So let's just get started. So let's see if they have any splash screens on Canva that we could edit. So it looks like they do have some stuff already we can choose from. So I'm going to go ahead and select one and then we could modify it. Our app theme is going to be a car app. So maybe we could find something related to that. And once we have selected something, it will appear in our template layout. Then we could just edit it however we'd like to. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down to start and expand it and move it around and see what looks good. I kind of like this image because it kind of reminds me of traveling, like in the mountains. So I was thinking more on the lines of a app that will kind of help with navigation or somehow help you with the routes or directions once you are on the road traveling. So I thought this would go along well with it. If you wanted to go with a different graphic, you can always go on the left into elements and then select something. So Canva is really nice because it has plenty of graphics and other assets to choose from, whether it's graphics, photos, videos, or shapes, fonts, patterns, whatever you could think of. Canva has a really huge library of assets you can choose from, especially if you have the Pro account. Canva has been around for a really long time, so when it comes to designing simple things, such as logos or even YouTube thumbnails or any kind of design that I'm not going to be specifically making money off of, Canva is always my go-to for that. So as you can see, there is some nice graphics you could choose from here for your splash screen. And then also we can go into photos and see what kind of stock they have on here as well. Another good source for free stock would be pexels.com. So if we go on over to Pexels, Pexels has tons of great stock images you can use for free, and they're really high quality as well. So watch, we're just going to go ahead and type in mountain, and there's plenty of stuff you can use into your app as well in the splash screen or for the mock-up. As you can tell, these are all really high quality and they're free to download. You just have to make an account. You can even choose the size that you want. Oh, and look at that. It actually even has a link to edit it in Canva, straight in Canva. So that's awesome as well. And it even says right here it's free to use, and there's a small description of it as well. So if you're looking for free stock images to use for anything, it doesn't just have to be for app mockup. Try out Canva, or you could try out Pexels as well. Okay, now back to the design. So I like this graphic, so I'm going to stick to it, and we're just going to delete the font, and we're going to add some text. I don't know, let's just create a name for our app. That's where our name would go. I'm going to go ahead and change the font style on there. Let's double click it and let's change the font color. Once we click this A with the line underneath, it says text color. It's going to show our document colors on here. So I would recommend choosing the darkest one of the color palette we're already using. So we can either go with that one, or we can use that one or that one. I'm going to go with the green one. And let's go ahead and add some effects to it. So make sure your text is highlighted and then click on effects. And let's give it a shadow. So right here we can increase the offset, and let's zoom in so you can see a little bit better. So it shows that shadow behind it. If you increase the offset, you'll increase the distance between the font and its shadow. So as you can see, that's how it looks like maxed out. So let's go with somewhere around 50. You can also change the direction as well if you want to. And you can even change the transparency. If you want to give the text a background as well, you can over here on background. And you could change the color of the background as well. But we're not going to do that today. Okay, now that our text is done, let's go ahead and also look for a graphic that we could place around the text as well. So I'm going to go over the elements. And let's look for something like maybe a road or something. And I'm going to try this one out right here. So I'm just going to move it around and see if I could get something that looks good. And you don't have to be a professional graphic designer for this. I definitely am not. But you can just try this out and play around with it until you think you got something that looks right or something that looks good to you. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. It could be to your liking. I'm going to try increasing the size of this and maybe see if we could make it a little bit transparent. So I'm going to highlight the road, and we're going to press this transparency square right here, the checkered square, and let's decrease that. And I think I'm actually going to go with a different font color, something that stands out a little bit more, because you can see the contrast between the text and the graphic is not too good. They look really similar in color, so therefore the contrast is kind of bad and it's a little bit harder to read. So I'm gonna select the text and let's try out a different color. Let's try out that dark orange, and it doesn't look too bad. And let's try out another graphic as well on top of this one to see if we can improve the look. So I'm gonna see how this map works out. And let's just resize and reposition, see where it would look good. Yeah, I think this map is not going to work out, so I'm just going to remove it. And let's add this marker to the road. Maybe that'll work out a little bit better. All right, looks like I got something that kind of works out. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but again, this is also for just demonstration purposes. So take your time with it and make it look good. And once you're done, you can add a name up here on the top. And we're going to hit share and download. And we're going to leave these as default and hit download. And once it's downloaded, you can bring it on over to Placeit. Okay, now that we have that downloaded, we're going to go over to Placeit and we're going to upload our screenshot that we just made. and we're going to select upload from your device. Once we selected our image, we can go ahead and crop it if we'd like to, or remove the background, but we're not going to do that because obviously it messed up our image. So we're going to uncheck that, and we're just going to leave it as is at 100% and then hit crop. And there is our screenshot on the phone in the mockup. Let's zoom in a little bit. It looks good, it looks high quality. So that's really all you need to do to make your mockup. Now you could go ahead and leave it as it is and just download that and you'd be done with it. But let's say you also want this on Android as well. So we're gonna download this first. Now once we have that downloaded, we're gonna go back to Mockups, Digital, and we're gonna click on Android. And here is our Android mockups. We're gonna look for one in the car as well if we can. Okay, here's one right here. We're gonna hit on edit. As you can see, here is our mockup, and our iPhone screenshot is not positioned well. So there's two things we can do. We can either hit resize on here, and we could zoom in all the way until the width is covered by this image. We have to zoom way in, and a lot of our top and bottom would be cut off. So let me show you. So as you can see, we just filled in the width completely. Now we can drag down, or we can just drag around and position it so it could look good. And if we wanted to, we can end it there and finish our Android mockup as it is on there. But let's say you had something important you wanted to show on the bottom and top. You would have to reposition the whole entire thing on Canva as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So let's click out of here. Now here we are back in our Canva design. We're going to hit on magic switch. Custom size. And let's get the dimensions of this. Let's remove it. And we're going to need an image that's 800 by 1280. 100 by 1280. Continue. It automatically does it all for you, but I'm going to go ahead and make it show the little bit of the bottom of the mountain right here. So I'm going to resize this, make it smaller, and reposition it, center it just right. That's looking good to me. It's showing all of the three different colors of the mountain in the bottom. So now that it's done, I'm just going to rename it here. I'm going to hit share, and we're just going to download it again. As you can see, it resized the image correctly to the 800 by 1280. Hit download. Now let's go back onto Placeit. We're going to click on this, upload from your device, and we're going to just select crop, and we're done. That's it. Now we're going to hit download so we can download our Android mockup. Now that we have downloaded our Android and our iOS mockups, we are pretty much finished. We can make other additional mockups if we want to. Let's say that you want more than one mockup. You can select any one of them in here. But that's all I had for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. And don't forget to check the links in the description below. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.